Hey, we go far back. Me and Princess Loco, we met as kids because uh, we were like neighbors. You know what well, her family was my neighbors, and she used to come over for summers and come over stuff like that. And so we go back the farthest. I didn't know we would end up as rappers, but it started way young, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it started real young. And I had a few years on her. So yeah, and you remember. So they lived across the street. Yeah. So and then Mac T Dog, a lot of us met at like the Crystal Palace. And I think y'all we gonna probably try to vote to get the Crystal Palace to be the home of the Memphis music, the Memphis Rap Museum. We kind of voted a couple of times on it being the Mid-South Coliseum. We kind of voted on it being some, a couple of other places. But the Crystal Palace is where I met quite a few of my homies. It's where I met Ramsey, and that's the beginning of 10 Wanted Men. Those guys, and Project Pimp. It's like Two-Face. He also passed. Rest in peace to him. Ramsey passed. So bittersweet.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, they live on wax, obviously in your heart, but for the rest of us who didn't get to know them,
yeah,
and they did the thing on this tape, man. Like I said, everybody just brought it. So part of the reason why it's such a classic.
And yeah, and they all, they all sort of really, really was just so talented, They and just, really, really brought it. Whenever it was, what I'm saying, whenever, I made a track, they were ready to rip it. I got a lot of our videos on YouTube if y'all want to see it. And that's the beginning of a lot of Memphis. That's the beginning of a lot of Memphis rap and a whole lot of of Memphis legacy.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a whole lot of shows back then. And you, as y'all probably know, stuff got bigger later. Stuff gets bigger, like, back then, we were just probably selling a couple of hundred tapes. But then as the internet came into the picture, it showed us that stuff is like everywhere, which I had no clue of. I didn't even know a lot of music was getting into certain places. I didn't take it there, but music travels. So if your music doesn't really, if you don't have the resources to really crank your music up at that time, you never know what it's gonna do years later. It could do something outrageous in the years to come.
I love that because it's such the story of Memphis music, from the blues to early rock and roll, traveling and changing the sound of it, and it didn't stop,
Right.
Continued on through the 90s, which is just part of that through line through different genres, different eras, different decades. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's something special about this town, and I'm glad
It's
y'all
crazy.
were part of that, continuing that legacy, right?
And I really think we deserve a bigger place. I really think that whole era was just something special. I don't think a lot of cities can really hang with us. I don't think a lot of cities can really like compete with us. Some of my people, some of my friends, other groups, our flows, our beats, man, at the time, we just didn't have a whole lot of resources in town. We just didn't have labels, a whole lot of this and that. And then at that time, I wasn't even looking for a label. We were straight, like, we felt like we was just trying to get it. So that was independent, and now everybody wants to be independent. But this is something that we did, from the beginning. Right. So it's a trend now to be independent. Everybody's, independent, and I don't need. I could do it. We did that from birth. We started like that.
Which, thank God, because who knows? You wouldn't have had a 18-track album with 12-minute posse. I mean, it just wouldn't have happened, you know. It gave you that creative freedom too.
Probably would have been a lot of control.
Taking whatever you're doing and making it 3.5 minutes for the radio, and just not what it is. Right?
And that's
Yeah.
And I've never been. I definitely wasn't thinking about radio play at the time.
Right.
But you know what? I never really did. I never been big. Radio DJs come to me now and even say, "Man, why didn't you clean up a lot of those songs and da 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 da?" And so it was not, man. This was rough, rugged, and raw, straight neighborhood, and it was great to be able to hear your music vibrating in the cars and in the neighborhoods, and that's really, man, that was good for me.
Yeah, dig that. So I mentioned some of the songs. Like I said, Killer by Nature, Chicken Bone Now It's On. I remember it was in that Shake Jump video.
Oh, man.
Before we listen to it, let's talk about that. I don't know how many people know that moment, but I was living in New Orleans, and I knew about you from being here, but I was living in New Orleans, and all of a sudden I had people being like, "Do you know who this guy, Tommy Wright III, is from the Shake Jump video?" And that was funny. It was like a pre-TikTok viral,
very viral,
it was
very
viral.
big.
And that was, am I wrong? That was what it was, though, that Shake Jump skate video, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what and I wasn't even aware of that. I had to pick up on that later, and then I started seeing, they started reaching out. But that went viral, and that just blew up. And it really introduced me to a whole lot of skaters. Ain't no skaters in here?
Oh,
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. So, it introduced me to a whole lot of skaters. And like I said, you never know what people gonna like. But it was definitely amazing to see that music just kind of, I think it was on every single skate video known. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Joe, is my man Joe back there? Joe, can we listen to Killer by Nature, track 6? Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Man, I'd be wanting to come on and bring the whole studio up here when we do these. So, you know what I'm saying? It's real tempting. But
we'd love that. While we're waiting too, I don't know if y'all have seen, Tommy's got a merch table over there. He's got CDs, posters, cassettes for sale. Shangri-La, we've got a table over here. We've got some classic Memphis rap, some posters, Brick magazine. So make sure you hit both tables before y'all leave. All right, we ready, Joe?
I see that. You know some signs. All right. Good job. The one on Facebook. Love, baby. We got you turned up. And that's me thinking I can make beats. Boy, I be hearing mistakes. I be hearing like stuff that I could have done better. I be hearing like some elementary ass keys. So if some of y'all know how to play, y'all need to hook up with me. Cause boy, I tell you,
that's what makes it great.
And that one got like a 10-minute intro. I
was trying to play it for John earlier today, and I kept being like, hold up. Hold up. It's about to drop, I promise.
It's about to come in.
There it is. I love that bass line.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Man, I definitely was in the 12th grade. Hamilton High, class of 94. Hamiltonians, what's up? Lil Hamilton.
Perfect. Let's let it drop and then.
Oh, they got me in the slammer one they call.
The microphone looked just like this. The microphone was nothing special, nothing spectacular, no blue mic. I had like a big red clown nose on it. A big red clown nose on a cushion. Oh, man, the stand just like this. So I guess I was recording with live shit.
Right?
I wasn't even recording with recording shit. But you can make it happen, man. You can make it happen, man.
All right, Joe, let's drop the track, please.
So it's all about the idea, bro. A lot of people, I was talking to Desire about that. A lot of people think it's all about the equipment all the time. And a lot of people think it's all about the best this and the best that. But if you got the great, that's helpful. But if you got a good idea, man, that idea will take you a long way. No matter what, you can be beating on garbage cans. If you got that idea, it'll go. And then maybe they'll say, go to the studio and remake that and do it again and do it better. Then they'll probably let you know. But, man, some of the best songs, some of the best hits, some of the best classics in Memphis was made shoestring.
Well, I think it's not only did you have to do that, it's part of the reason why the sound's iconic. You know, y'all weren't trying to make pet sounds. It sounds awesome. Because it sounds lo-fi. I mean, we called it lo-fi and hi-fi for a reason, right? That shoestring budget, that limitations added to the sound. It's part of the reason why it's iconic.
Knew?
Maybe that wasn't intentional, but
it
is what it is.
And who knew? I mean?
Right.
Or is it just that we from Memphis love our stuff like that? Or,
right.
or it was just great at that time? Because when I hear a lot of other like real studio albums, you know, man, I said, golly, they must have been in the best studio whenever you could still listen to Al Green or something like that and it still sound good. And he made that when I was a kid.
Right.
So, you know, so sometimes that's why if we do the LP, I do want to touch up some things, spice it up, and make it sound a little bit better, but
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Because, man, you know, you want it to just really, really stand the test of time and last forever.
That's right. That's right. So you talked about it as I was playing a bit about your production, and I love the production on this album. Love your production. Talk about a bit about the production side of it, and then there's a bit of sampling on this one. You didn't do a ton of sampling, but there's some cool samples. I'm just wondering what you remember.
Yeah,
you remember your samples?
Man, sometimes the obvious ones, but back then I would just be grabbing out of a crate. I would just have a whole lot of records, and I would just sort of like grab out of crates and kind of, you know what I'm saying, run through stuff. But man, I'm thinking like. I'm trying to put myself right in that day, those shoes. I didn't have a lot of help at all either. Mm-hmm. Like, every track is me. My homie X-Rated Al, though, he would, I used to, man, have him to come over, but it was getting to a point. This was marking the start of me almost like doing every single beat like by myself, and that kind of and production wise, drum machine, sampler, not a whole lot at all, and just like MDB was just kind of mentioning to me, he was like, you know, man, we was doing MIDI and syncing up keyboard, drum machine, sampler, and then going down to tape 4 tracks. I wasn't on 8. We running and gunning. I was definitely on 4 tracks and doing a lot with them. Yeah. And let me think. I'm trying to just make sure that I can like point out any other little secrets, any other little tidbits. But
well, I don't want you to have to pay royalties, so maybe we can. Maybe we should shut up right now. Unless the Curtis Mayfield estate's watching.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna find out anyway. Okay. Because man, the system don't let you get away with the stuff I used to get away with. The system like catching so much, like you know what I'm saying. So running the gun will probably be on platforms real soon. It's gonna be on platforms. So, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some of this stuff gonna probably get flagged. I don't get that problem right now because I'm still in the stages of bringing it to back, bringing it, and it's never been a CD or running the gun. It's never been digitized. It's never been so.
Right.
So what I'm saying. But that first sample on Creep at Night, dun dun dun, 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 everybody probably know that. So I see what happens. You know what I'm saying, when I run it through the system, and we'll see what.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll cross the bridge. Hopefully it ain't no drama. Hopefully I don't run into a lot of problems. But because if I had to change stuff, man, that's gonna just take away.
Yeah.
That's gonna really take away. I hope I don't have to change a lot on the album.
No doubt. So I said we were gonna bring it back up. Iconic album cover, the double mug shot. Tell us about the album cover, and then I made a note for myself. Where is it?
Some people think
did this man actually put his real social security number on the cover of his album?
That's the first thing I was going to answer right there. A lot of people think that's my real social security number, but no, it's not.
Good.
It's not my real social security
number. That's
good
to know.
Yeah. No. I would have I probably would have, like, man, trying to keep it that real. But all the rest of this shit was real. So, but, I think, you know what I'm saying, I think I probably, kind of boosted up the kilos on there.
Fair.
Fair.
Artistic license.
Yeah, I probably boosted up the kilos, but, but I really have touched a lot of, you know what I mean? Yeah. I really have, but at that time, I really didn't start getting popped though until way after. I thought those were beginning stages, but I didn't think that I would even revert back to like selling drugs when stuff was collapsing. So that's when y'all didn't hear from me for a while, that I had to do a small stint and started, getting in real deeper trouble. But no, back then it was lightweight.
Yeah,
it was lightweight stuff.
Well, I do want to make sure we got time to open it up to the crowd. I know you got stuff. You got some things cooking in the year of our Lord 2025. You want to touch on that now, or you want to go to the crowd first? You let me know what you're thinking, man.
Oh, no. Either, it's all good. Memphis for Life. That's the new album. So, man, let's go. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
We got a release date? Soon.
Yeah, we definitely, no, I was aiming to, like, be able to drop it, like, this month, this week. Yeah. I was going to try to, you know what I'm saying, kind of tie that in with this, you know what I'm saying, with this lo-fi day. But I said, nah, why rush it? So, yeah, why rush it? So I said, okay, we'll just, you know what I'm saying, get this done, and then I'll go ahead and put some finishing touches. But the album is dope. And plus I pulled a lot of stuff out the vault. So you getting some old Tommy Wright.
Yeah.
At the same time, and you getting some new Tommy Wright kind of together. But you ain't never heard like 90% of these songs. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never heard the Rest in Peace. You ain't never heard Memphis. You ain't never heard. It's so many. It's so many bangers on there. So
is it gonna be streaming? Physical,
we're gonna definitely go
full rollout.
Yeah, we're doing a full rollout. Yeah, we're doing it because I'm back. I got the backing of Sony now. So
love it.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Yeah,
man.
so I got the backing of Sony now. So we definitely gonna do it. But they still give me as much control as I want and as much say so as I want. But
you've earned it. Yeah, they gotta respect you at this point, right?
So but I don't want to hold it long. I want to go ahead and get it out, and then I want to kind of keep giving y'all as much as possible, and more, and then bring back Running and Gunning and all the throwbacks. We got those. So I'm trying to balance giving you new music and the old ones at the same time that you never had digitized, never had on platforms. So yeah, I want to be speedy. I want to be steadfast with that.
Dig that.
Vinyl though, I know vinyl is like
It's a process.
it's a process. I know that's kind of hectic,
Yeah.
and I don't know much about it. People, you gotta help me. I don't know much about vinyl. I know it's 4 prison plants in the whole United States.
We got one right here in Memphis. Come
And
holler
we
at
got
us.
Run
We'll
right
help you
here
out.
in Memphis.
Yeah.
So
All
we're
right.
going with that.
Before we open it up to the floor, let's embarrass Tommy real quick. Your birthday's next week. Can we sing you happy birthday? Can we sing Tommy happy birthday on 3?
Yes.
1, 2,
Oh man,
3.
what? We doing that?
Happy birthday.
Oh wow. Man, I'm getting up there, Ezra. I'm getting up there.
Happens, man. Thank you.
It happens.
Happy birthday.
Man, thank y'all. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna be thinking about that when like the day actually come and ain't nobody giving me nothing.
Just remember
I'll be like, man,
remember the
thank
night.
God they was singing it to me the other.
There you
Bro.
go. Did we have anybody? We got to be out here. We got a little time. Anybody want to ask a question? If so, feel free to just kind of jump on up here, and I'll hand you the mic.
Oh yeah, cool.
Come on. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Man, thank you, and I love that point. And that's a great question. Man, a lot of my influences were neighborhood guys. As you can see, my parents are deaf, so I didn't come up with them rocking albums and you know what I mean. I had none of that, and they didn't have all the tapes, all the music. They didn't have all the 8 tracks, and I didn't come up like that. So it's different. It's different. And so my influences came from friends and guys that were like battling and stuff like that. And it was mainly Stan Bell, K97, and then and then 101. Then it went to Downtown Jackson Brown, and the earlier Memphis rappers were big influences. I would sneak in the club to listen to Spanish Fly. Yes, yeah. Man. No problem. And you know what? I was a big collector. I was watching all the battle rappers. I was watching the battles between rappers, Kool Moe Dee, LL Cool J, going back and forth. So I collected all of that. But how my music ended up being so different from theirs and just so raw was just me, experimenting, shutting the door, and just, and loving some of the guys that came before me. Pretty Tony, Gangsta Pat, Disco Hound was like one of my neighbors. So they was like running Club Expo. And so Memphis was a beautiful thing back then. It was the rap guys before me, the levels. I went to shows. Touche, he's like a councilman now, but he was a rapper back then, being at all these different outside venues, barbecues, and And my man Skylar, he had an event that honored quite a few of those guys, Steve A, and those guys were a big influence, and so I listened and just really wanted to do my best in making music too. And I know you. That's yeah. How did you know? I thought I was gonna surprise you, but you hit it dead on the. Wow, you a workout warrior. I could not hang with you. You lay a towel down at the at the arm thing, and you just go. And I'm like beside you, like wishing that was me. Man, thank you, and it's so good to see you, man. And I remember seeing you. I did not forget that. And man, thanks for coming out when it was Lil Chat's night. And man, you ripped off your shirt and had her sign your chest.
I somehow missed that.
You all cannot miss the lo-fi, you know what I mean? The Shangri-La is like, man, doing great things with this. Make sure you all, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm here trying to give you any tip, any secret, and because this is a good thing. So y'all make sure y'all support, and everybody, Facebook, YouTube, all y'all, much love.
Sir. All right, we got time for one more question. If we got any more, anybody else got anything for Tommy or about running and gunning? Come on, man. Yeah, just jump on the mic. Do you mind doing the mic just for the live feed? Yeah. Thank you.
Do you have any like influences like outside of rap? Like, what's your? Because obviously your music touches on a lot of different things. So I was just curious.
That's crazy. You know what? Sometimes I feel guilty that I don't have a lot of, but I do have a couple of, favorites that I used to, see on MTV.
Yeah.
Duran.
Yeah.
Man, Boy George. Yeah, all of that, man. And it's a lot of rock groups that really like, you know what I'm saying, that really like rock with me. The homies, they introduced me to Cemetery. So I got to shout him out. And Michaels, which one, what's his name? George Michaels?
Michael, yeah.
So, definitely. And but he's the one saying you gotta have faith, the faith. I gotta have faith, the faith. So that might be some messed up, but yeah. But I knew a lot of that. Aerosmith. But so yeah.
I hear a lot of Aerosmith in your sound.
Yeah.
It's clear influence.
For real?
No.
I gave myself away. No.
No.
Hey, I'm trying to think of everybody else that I was really like, man.
You're better than Aerosmith.
Oh shit, y'all don't got look. All right, thanks for that. So who else can I think of? Man, is you got to know when you're sitting at the table, huh?
You gotta know
Kenny
when to hold
Rock.
'em.
Was
There's
not on my
time
bingo
enough
card.
for counting. When the deal is done, you got to know. Somebody help me out. Okay. Sitting there, okay. You don't know the word? All right. Yeah, I can't think of. Damn. I'm telling y'all, I had all of that.
Whoever placed a bet that Tommy would sing Kenny Rogers made a lot of money tonight. They made a lot of money.
Hold up,
tonight.
dude. Are we gonna get flagged for that? Take that. Beat me out. Beat me out.
All right, next question.
Hey, Tommy.
What
nice
up?
to meet you for the first time. So I've been a producer for over 11 years now. I'm 25 years old.
Big.
So I've been doing it since I was 14. And my main go-to was like basically starting off with the digital audio. I first started off with Mixcraft. I experimented with different types of digital audio workshops. But my main go-to now for the past 10 years is FL Studio. And I was wondering what would be your go-to workshop and also your main secret for
Damn.
Correlating with any other type of
Damn.
workshops.
See, you're gonna make me go to hardware because
Yes.
I didn't really get heavy into the digital shit. And but you on Fruit Loop though. You know how to work it on. Man, don't you know, at this point, I'm kind of, letting people do tracks for me. So I need to get some tracks from you.
There you go.
I can do that.
I'm gonna need, lock me in. We're gonna lock in because I haven't like really dove into the digital. I haven't, people had me thinking I wouldn't like FL Studio, so I was already.
It will change your life.
It will.
It will change your life.
I was hating on it.
Why?
I was like, oh, you just put this song, but put
No,
that's
that's the beginning.
you put the bass
Tommy,
here and
no,
there.
that's literally
That's
the
some
beginning of the whole
bullshit.
No. What you talking about?
All right, I'm feeling. All right, I'm listening. My bad. I'm listening. I'm with you. We're gonna
I
do
got
that.
beef with Ableton people. I bet there's some Ableton people in here right now.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
hear you. But yeah,
right.
it's its own thing. But like I said, I'm 10 years in and I'm still trying to figure it out.
What?
But, yeah. But I know a lot, it's like it'll turn you into a complete mad scientist. So you'll listen to like say your old tracks and then be like, what if I made a remix off of this?
Yeah.
And then you realize how simple it gets the more it's like one side YouTube tutorial, the other side you figuring it out yourself.
For real?
Yeah. And it's like a mixture between genres where, the more you listen to anything else, you're like, what if I did something with that and just chop it, your mind goes berserk.
For real?
I'm serious.
No, thank you for that input. So what about did you mess with Reasons, Logic?
I know about Reason, but I never used it.
This is stuff I'm just hearing
Yeah,
about.
Pro
I'm not
Tools is-
actually working
yeah.
on them. Pro Tools I like.
Yeah, Garage. I've heard people make some crazy stuff with
On GarageBand.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that y'all got studios on your phone now and can
I
actually
just
make
use
the
my
whole
ringtones.
album. So that's how old school I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you work it, I can get on the mic. You know what I'm saying? If you work it. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I kind of want to be. I just kind of want to be on the mic.
I'd love to introduce you to it.
But no, I'm gonna let you do the tracks. I might fuck with it, you know what I'm saying, down the line. But I'm gonna let you do the tracks and like, man, let's see if we can make some magic.
There you
Okay.
go.
Dig, love. What's
Thanks,
your name
man.
again?
I go by Kenshi.
Ken She.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna do something. We finna work.
All right.
Love.
Next question.
My
What's up,
guy.
Tommy?
What up? Everybody, wave at the camera. My guy in
Where
the building. Up top, on the ceiling. What's up?
What advice do you think you have for like newer artists?
Yes, I'm always trying to like share whatever I can on newer artists. Work with people. The same way that you kind of, approach me. Showing up to events. Showing up, that's important. That's a good start. Cause when I was in the shell, God about to know. My partner God about in the building. God about to know. When I was like in my shell, it wasn't a lot popping for me, but I was in a shell. And then, but when I got out of this shell and started going to events, supporting other people, man, things just start opening up. So getting out, work with other people. Yeah, work with other people. Cause I'm gonna definitely work with you. I got an idea for you. they trying to call your music funk now. And yeah, but that's what they trying. They're taking your vibe, your tempo, mixing my my clips in it, and man, and so I got some stuff to run by you. Working with people, getting out. What other man advice and ideas I can give you, man? I could probably go on and on because I want you to win, bro. I want to see you succeed. So I think features kind of helped me. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I would reach out to my dudes like my homie and try to have somebody on my album from different neighborhoods. Man, it was strategy, man. I was strategizing my ass off. If this guy's hot over there, do something with him. If this guy's hot over there, do something with him. And it started spreading like wildfire. So I'm still trying to get better with social media. I'm sure you got that on lock, but keep on dropping and drop all the time. Don't just be sort of a part-time, music maker. If you got a job, you probably need to get away from it. You probably got to get away from it because man, it's hard. It sucks up your creativity, and you really got to be on it 24/7. You really got to be making music 24/7, and if you work, you really limited. You really limited, and you kind of going up against people that don't work. So try to make it pay off quick, and then and don't put a lot of bills on yourself because that's what makes you work. I had a homie who had a studio, and he never was there. And I said, bro, what's going on? And he was like, man, bills, this and that. And I was like, what is it? You got this brand new truck, and now you got to make sure you pay for it, don't you? He was like, yeah, I got that new truck. And I was like, so if you put a lot of stuff on yourself too soon, then you're going to end up kind of always having to work and to really make it in music. If you ain't got all the way there, you really need to kind of be you need to have a lot of time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's do one more question, and then we're gonna. Yeah.
Hey. Oh, what's up?
Hey.
I did not know that. Ooh, you surprised me. What's up, y'all, man? Me and her go way back, man. Lisa in the building. Wow. Thanks for pulling up. Man, now I'm shy. What's up?
What I wanted to say was, there's this dude named Tommy Wright III. He's somewhat of a big deal. But before he was a big deal, he was always a big deal.
Wow,
so
thank you.
Everything you see that's real about him,
thank you.
That's what time it is. He's a real deal. So I just wanted to give you a little shout out.
Man, if I would have knew you was here, I would have been ready for this. But yeah, man, we go so far back. She know me and the real me. Love
that.
Much love.
Come on. All right, this is for real, the last one.
Hi, Tommy.
What's up?
I'm Divine. We actually connected like 5 years ago.
Yep, you look familiar.
Scott Ramosa?
Huh?
Scott Ramosa. You connected with him.
Scott, for real?
Yeah, we connected on a song, F12. We sampled your song.
Okay.
And we was like doing a bunch of different stuff and whatever. So I just wanted to come and say hi to you because, oh my God, I love you down.
Oh,
I went back and listened to your project.
Hold
and I'm
up.
like, yo.
Hold up.
Divine.
Man, come on. We locked in. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. It's been like 5 years, dude.
I'm so glad to know you're doing okay. What's up? You sticking to it?
Yes. Like, I'm putting out music. We videos. We moving around. Like,
Are you serious? Why you ain't been?
I know. I got to. That's why I came. I was like, I got to come say hi, hug, love.
We got
to talk.
Come on, we definitely got. I gotta make sure we locked in.
Yes,
nah, man, I seen your star. And man, I'm gonna support you all the way. And look, whatever
I
you
love
need from me,
Thank you.
let's run it.
I wanted to ask you a quick question though, because
For sure.
I wanted to ask about the features piece because I saw the Beyonce feature. When it went up, I was like, yes, this is fire. Like, I was like, for the first song to be you.
First, yes,
I was
first.
like, come on, Memphis.
Exactly.
So how did that come about? If you can, like, was it like unexpected? Did you just get like unexpected? Like, oh my God, Beyonce did this, or was it planned, or?
She kind of gave me a heads up, and then we actually had a chance to do something a long time ago. Cause yeah, she a fan.
Yeah.
And like she told me, I'm from Houston. What you think? So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they neighbors. But yeah, it was. She took so long making a comeback after like Lemonade.
Yeah.
And so we had to kind of wait and wait. But I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? Jazzy, she worked with Jazzy from Memphis. One of her dancers is mine from Memphis.
Yeah,
Jason.
She's such a timing person.
Very.
Like, I've seen that with
Very.
her. So I'm like, when you got that, I was like, oh my God, how did you feel? Where was your head at? Like,
I'm like, I've been a fan of yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been a fan of you. So I feel like it was only right, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm really a Beyonce fan. Like, man, I'm telling you, I know mostly all her songs front and back. The Renaissance album is, man, so dope and so crazy.
Beautiful.
Ain't nothing fake about me. Baby Boy and all them, just, man, I'm talking about crazy. So, but, man, I'm telling you, it's a process. You know what I'm saying? She real secretive. She real business oriented. They flew down her, didn't tell nobody. Took me and the family out to dinner, and I brought like as many people as I could. They threw black cards on the table and
like it was personable. It felt like
definitely. That's why I was trying to get her to do her concert in Memphis, but she picked Nashville, so we just all kind of rode on to Nashville and just kind of bounced around St. Louis, New Orleans, woo. So they family, man, they family.
Beautiful, man.
Blue Ivy love the way I talk. Man, I'm talking about, and I seen her grow. Vanessa, Tina, man, I'm talking about like Ricky, everybody.
Like,
It's a tight knit family. So yeah, they came up here. And they just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, they guided me through that process. And I was like, you know, kind of like going through some emotional stuff too, because it was like right around the same time that, you know, Princess Loco was in the hospital. So, you know, she might have wanted to do a tribute. She might have wanted to like really keep her memory alive like that. And so, you know, they would like have me to just kind of tighten up stuff. I had another guy that was helping named Kelman, and Kelman was like my on the scene guy. We would get on Zoom, and
like y'all made that work.
And we would have to like, man, and Beyonce is a real mother, you know what I'm saying? So when school was about to start, we really had to start Zooming. And so, but that was crazy. I think we would have even, my plaque should be here in a minute now. But yeah, double platinum, gold on I'm That Girl. And I was like,
congratulations, man, that's beautiful.
And I still be like, you know what I'm saying, kind of like getting on the nerves. Do this, do that, just do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's some stuff I did on Cowboy Carter, but you know what I mean. So when we roll back out, man, y'all got to pull up to you know what I'm saying, to the shows. I'm gonna keep y'all posted, but but it's gonna be fun, and they rehearsals and everything been going on already. So. But then the contract process, serious.
It's a whole like I I've realized it's so much business, there's so many papers, there's so many conversations that have to happen. So I'm just like, okay, how do you get around that when you're trying to create and da-da-da-da-da?
Man, we were just talking about that today. I had to talk 4 or 5 deals this morning, and I had really told myself, focus on this, block out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do nothing today, and then I'm gonna be ready for this. I couldn't even do that. It was like, man, 4 or 5 things, 4 or 5 different meetings. Talk to a homie that was depressed, and then talk to P Valley, cause there's a song on P Valley about to be played. I think this gonna be on a scene where Murder is gonna be rapping to one of my tracks.
Cool.
So tune in to P Valley, and so that was. I really wanted to like really focus, but yeah, I was telling my cousin the willing and dealing almost would take over more, and it wasn't like that when I was young. When I was young, it was record. It wasn't no deal. So, but now, you gotta balance it. It's like deals, paperwork, and then you know what I'm saying. Try to like. Still create, but it's not easy.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Thank
For
you.
real.
We're gonna talk. We gonna talk.
Definitely. You know I'm
Thank
there.
you.
I'm there for you. Love.
All right, y'all. So I hate to cut it short. I know there's more questions, but I want to ensure we've got time for everybody to chit-chat with Tommy. We got the merch. Tommy, you mind signing some stuff for us?
Of course.
Sign some stuff.
We got a Sharpie.
We got Sharpies at both tables. So, y'all please come visit. We are here. I heard the live stream started a little late, so just for some context, this is Shangri-La Records in Memphis, Lo-Fi and Hi-Fi Series, Part 1. Thank y'all for coming. We're going to be here the last Thursday of every month up until September. Next month, we've got Lil Noid, Paranoid Funk. I hope to see a lot of y'all back here. Noid will be in the house, so give it up one more time for Tommy Wright the Third.
Lord.
All right.
Memphis,
Appreciate y'all.
M&M. Memphis for life. Man, always, man, be prideful of where you from. Always, man, be happy with where you from. Don't never let nobody sort of really kind of, make you kind of, turn your back on your city. Because we came from a time that's real, real prideful and loving the city no matter what's going on. And y'all be tuned. My new album coming soon. My homegirl Desire, her album drops tomorrow. Hey. Evolution. So and my cousin with STFU. Y'all make sure y'all go and listen to Yeet. Y'all stream that, run it up. It's the second song on his new album. STFU, and that's by Too Low Key and MDB in the building tonight. Yeah. And that's kind of like a fusion of Yeet and his song Test My Nuts. So, man, y'all among some cool people tonight. Thank y'all, man. Much love. And let's stay tuned. It ain't over. I'm dropping whatever, and let's take pictures, or let's go ahead and, man, sign whatever. I'm here, and, man, much love.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Play a tight niggas, cheating weed and keeping me so high. Man, into this click, you hoe